I know what you're thinking. You're like, what are those things? They look like some kind of strange cups from outer space. Every surf fisherman needs these. We got these guys in the mail the other day. We got to get them rigged up. So you guys know I've been doing some surf fishing lately. So I contacted the lady that makes these special things for surf fishermen. The Old Town Sport's been looking good. Heading to the hardware store. The rad glasses. I am a full-on rad rigger. Get on down the road, baby. Hopefully they have what we need. Look at this fiberglass pole. $25.99. The same fiberglass pole that I made the poor man's drone with, that I paid like $3 for at Goodwill the other day. Way cool. It was $17 for 20 feet. Make sure I get the right one. Schedule 40, 2-inch. All right, he's gonna cut me 4 pieces, 4 feet long. It's hard to carry all this stuff with your gear when you're going fishing at the beach, right? This is the problem right here. We have a solution. Thanks, Akaso. All right, let's get her done. Back at the house. Man, I wish they'd really trim this. It's like you can't even hardly get to your door. And then when you open it, it just goes right into the bushes. Oh yeah, guys, he's right here. Definitely a problem if you're trying to go beach fishing, trying to carry all these with you, right? Hopefully I'm not gonna crash and burn going up the stairs here. We got this. All right. All right, guys, we need some clamps. I know these look old school, don't they? Well, don't be deceived. Jorgensen clamps are the very best clamps out there for really getting a solid clamp down on anything. I used to use these when I was installing cabinets, building cabinets, gluing things together in the shop. They have a multitude of uses. So let me show you guys the easiest way to adjust these, okay? You want to get these adjusted so they're parallel like that. So when you want to make them smaller, you grab both handles and you just twist like that. And that will cause the clamp to close down together, perfectly together to make them smaller. And then if you need to make them bigger, just turn them the other way and that'll open them up bigger. Pretty cool, huh? Now I do still have a few tools from back in my cabinet days. This is my Milwaukee reciprocating saw or sawzall. Open this guy up, and I already have a hack blade in there, and that's what I'm going to use to cut this PVC pipe with. All right, we got our saw rigged up. This is apartment living at its best right here. All right, so I'm making PVC surf fishing spikes here. So what I need to do is put an angle on this so I can drive this in the sand when I'm out on the beach. I need a straight edge, a permanent marker. So this knife will work as a straight edge. And I don't know, let's try and just put an angle on there. Let's do something about like that. All right, double check, she's clamped on the table good. One down, 3 to go. The one I just cut the angle on, I should be able to use that as a guide. I'm just gonna put it on top of this other piece of pipe, get it lined up. I'm just gonna put a mark here and put a starting mark there. Put my knife on there and just bring it across that way. Yeah, that looks like that's gonna work. That's pretty darn close. You always want the handle at the top when you're really trying to lock down on something. You don't want it on the bottom. You can't lock down when you've got it at the bottom. Put this one back this way a little bit. Get a good, tight, firm crank down. Make sure that thing is on there good. That's good and solid. We don't want it to come loose when we're cutting. The thing about Jorgensen clamps is See how those clamps are kind of angled? You've got a little bit longer bite on the top than on the bottom. And that's what makes these clamps work really good with this round material. I mean, that thing is clamped down solid. That whole table is just shaking all over. So it's important to have the guide on the saw tight to the bottom of the PVC when you're cutting. And you just take it nice and slow with a hacksaw. I have a fine file, and I also have some lighter sandpaper. I'm going to knock off these sharp edges on the inside and on the outside, especially right here. This is extremely sharp because it's cut on an angle. I used to do a lot of plastic laminate work with cabinets for mica, and we use files all the time to do the plastic laminate work. I really wish I had some 220 sandpaper. This is really super fine sandpaper right here. It's taken a lot to smooth this out. This is actually finishing wet sandpaper that I used when I was working on my fishing pole and I was redoing my fishing rod. We also want to knock off the sharp edges on the other end too. Now, I'm sure if you just had like 220 sandpaper, you can knock off these rough edges with 220. I'm just using a fine file and then finishing it off with 180. But yeah, 220, and then you could finish off with 180 sandpaper. This plastic is not hard. I mean, it comes off really easy, so. All right, I've got all my PVC pipes cut and sanded. Now I'm going to apply the Surf Caddy pieces. Just gonna slide this on here. It's a nice tight fit. Slide this on. Oh yeah, it's a tight fit, all right. Try it this way. There we go. I want it to be a little bit off balance, kind of like carrying a guitar. I want it to have a little bit of a tilt when I'm carrying it, about like that. All right, so I've got my desired location on the pipe. I'm gonna go ahead and put a mark on that, and then I'm gonna use those marks to mark all my other pipes. I'll put a mark there. One there. All right, I'm going to use that pipe as my template for the rest of the pipes. Show you guys the way this system works. You've got a tongue and a groove. They slide in like that. Well, that's what they look like with all four. So now we're just going to slide these bad boys on the pipes. Get them all on the pipes in the right direction. All right, guys, I got to break in here really quick. It's important how you put this Surf Caddy handle on here in relation to the point on the sand spike. And the reason is because some of these sets come with a cup, and this cup has to slide in that handle and lock into place. If you get that handle upside down, the cup's not going to work the way it's supposed to. It's going to be upside down. Should have ate my Wheaties this morning. Nice snug fit. So now I want to get all these pieces adjusted so that it looks nice when I'm carrying them. So all the angles will be lined up the same way. This one's got to go way around. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put them all together now. I think I've got them twisted, so I'm just going to double check, make sure that they look good. All these ends are flush. I had to move one of them. One of them was a little bit off. That's nice and flush now. When we come down here, you can see I have all these angles facing in the same direction. Now the directions said to screw the screws in with a hand screwdriver. We're going to do that, but I'm going to pre-drill these holes because this schedule 40 PVC pipe is hard. I mean, I am talking, it is hard, you guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill some holes for these screws. Now this bit is probably a little bit under a 1/16 of an inch. Pretty small bit. That works good. Give it a flip. Let's drill some more holes. Dead center. Dead on the money. Looking good. See the idea here? We got tongue and grooves. They just slide out and slide back in place. All right, and there we go. Surf Caddy. I think it's going to work. Nice. We got one last step. A little bit of alcohol, just some kind of cleaner to put on this PVC pipe. 4 Surf Caddy stickers to put on. Looks like this rubbing alcohol will cut right through that permanent marker if you want to get the permanent marker off. All right, we got those guys ready to go fishing. All right, click on that link in the description there. Head over to Surf Caddy and check out all the goodness that they have to offer. Thumbs up are appreciated. Get out there and go fishing, man. Life is fun. Live it. See ya.